Please stand by. Okay. Let's do this. Be right back. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Running late. Let me go ahead and do this in case anybody wants to hop on the panel in the background. I will be back momentarily. To the playback. I will be back. Give me like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I'll be right back. And we are here. We are live. We are late. We are here. Not on time, but I did start the live as close to being on time as I could. We had to get ready. Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz. I should have retitled the video to a closer look, but let me go ahead and drop this link. It's already dropped. That's right. If anybody wants to hop on the panel, talk about this, I'm going to open it up while I work out in the background. Y'all already know Monday I cannot work out. So we're getting in the chest on a Tuesday. But again, we are going to talk about Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Deontay Wilder. That's the fight coming up. Deontay Wilder's already talking about Andy Ruiz. He made some comments saying that Andy Ruiz is fast, agile, come forward, got hard, etc., etc. However, he's going to need some extra. Now, inside of that interview, Wilder did say something that I do not like. And I'll get into that in a moment. But I need to know, do y'all agree? Do y'all think Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to need something more to beat Deontay Wilder? Let's see who we got. We got Modern King Boxing, a.k.a. Ronald in the building. Yo, Tony's Reviews. Wilder been MIA. He's still soaking in his bogus. Yo, that was a real fight. I don't care what anybody says. In my opinion, I like the Helenius win. Helenius was a real contender. I mean, you got to give him credit for that. Helenius was a top WBC fighter. He beat who they were trying to boost up, who I call Old Nacky, a.k.a. Cow Nacky, a.k.a. you should not be called a babyface looking that fucking old. It looks like Old Nacky Asian dog is. But, look, that's a legitimate win. Because Helenius beat the guy twice. And he was, what, a top 3 WBC fighter? So they were boosting him up to be real big, and Helenius beat him. So you got to give him credit for those wins. So beating Helenius is an actual win. It's a credible win. It legit is a credible win. You don't have to like it, but I'm just telling you, it's a legitimate win. In my opinion. It's not a tomato can. It's not a bum. Just like Deontay Wilder beating Luis Ortiz, has turned out to be a credible win. It really has. Like, we saw Luis Ortiz beat Charles Martin, who was an ex-champion that Anthony Joshua dethroned. And we saw Ortiz and Ruiz went life or death with him in that fight. Life or death with Ruiz. So that's a much more older Ruiz, who by now is probably 130 years old. But I will say that the win over Ortiz has aged very well. So regardless of his old age, that win has aged extremely, extremely well. So you got to give credit where credit is due. That's all I'm saying as far as that goes. Andy Ruiz Jr., on the other hand, this is a credible opponent. The guy beat Anthony Joshua, regardless how he looked in the rematch, regardless how fat he came in, how out of shape he came in, he still beat AJ in the first fight. Not coming up with excuses for AJ. Not going to say that, oh, he was suffering from being dazed and buzzed, having a concussion, etc., etc. No, the fact of the matter is Andy Ruiz Jr. beat him. He beat him. So you got to say that Ruiz is a legitimate threat in the heavyweight division. Now, he looked shaky against Areola, who Wilder beat. He looked shaky against Ortiz, who Wilder beat twice. Let's see, what does it say? Wilder versus Ruiz is a live fight. Greetings from the UK. What's going on out to the UK? Martin, how you doing? No, it's a very good fight. And I was just saying before you came here that Helenius was a good win in my opinion. That was a good win. In fact, wasn't it Helenius who Dillian White beat to become the silver WBC champion? Didn't he take the belt from Helenius? to have like 800, 1,000 days of being the mandatory that Wilder never fought was because of Helenius. So if Dillian White got credit for that win, you have to give Deontay Wilder that win, especially after Helenius was coming off, as I said earlier, his biggest win over Kalnacki, a.k.a. Old Nacki. So get a man, you got to give him credit. He fought Tyson Fury 2 times in a row. He fought Helenius, a top WBC fighter, and now he's fighting Andy Ruiz Jr. for a title eliminator. So regardless of how he's moved in the past, he's moving very well since his return. And you know, that could be due to he's already gotten a loss. So there's no O to protect anymore. So now the competition level can be greater, if that makes sense. You don't have anything to protect. You don't have anything to hide. You've already lost twice. Truth be told, it should have been 3 times, but because the first fight was called a draw, he was still technically undefeated. Technically. So with that being said, I feel like Wilder, since his return, has really stepped it up, because I would say this. As much as I like Jermaine Franklin, for those who are new to my channel that do not know, about 4 years ago, I was on another channel, and I was saying that Jermaine Franklin was a prospect from America. He was one of our top guys coming up, and somebody was like, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy. There's no way, I don't see it. He doesn't look that good. And then what just happened with Jermaine Franklin? He arguably got robbed. He got robbed against Dillian White, and Dillian White's my favorite UK fighter. So me, a Dillian White fan, is saying that I believe Dillian White lost that fight to Jermaine Franklin. Jermaine Franklin beat him, and he was robbed. However, in my opinion, Robert Helenius is a better win than Jermaine Franklin, who Anthony Joshua is about to fight. So if we're looking at return bouts, I would say that Wilder is moving the right way, not trying to compare the two. I'm just saying. All right, let's keep going down the line. Let's go right here. Fury knocked down 4 times over 3 fights by Wilder. That's impressive to me. Yeah, I mean, over the 3 fights, Deontay Wilder did more to Fury than any other fighter has done. Who's all knocked him down? You had Steve Cunningham, floored him, Wilder, and there's one other person I believe that knocked him down his entire career. Klitschko couldn't even knock him down. So, yeah, that is an achievement, but at the same time, losing is not the best of achievements. Is this signed? It is not signed, to my understanding, Brian. However, you got to understand, both fighters are PBC. They're both PBC, okay? So this is an in-house fight, and for both fighters, it puts them as mandatory for undisputed. Because with Fury and Usyk fighting, if you're mandatory for that WBC title, you're automatically mandatory for undisputed. So neither guy, in my opinion, is going to get out of the fight. They're not going to try to duck it. They're going to fight each other. It's just all the stars aligned for this fight. Again, you have a PBC, and it's a title mandatory eliminator match. So there would be no need, because both guys want to be a champion again. People forget Andy Ruiz was a unified champion, a 3-belt titleist. And truth be told, I will say this about Andy Ruiz. He should have been a champion before he fought Anthony Joshua, because he beat Joseph Parker. He definitely, 1,000%, in my opinion, beat Joseph Parker. He was robbed against Parker over in New Zealand. So, again, this is a very good fight. This is a very good fight, and I don't like to compare, but in my opinion, with Wilder beating guys like Ortiz, who was proven to be a commodity, well, really, no. Even with this win, I can't give him as good as, no, Wilder still, his resume would still be weak next to Anthony Joshua. Yeah, they're still not comparable. even with this win over Ruiz, AJ would still have the upper hand on resume. I was trying to think in my mind, could I justify saying it, but I can't. No. So
Hello.
At the end of the day, what's going on, AJ? At the end of the day, I still believe that Anthony Joshua will have the better resume over the two.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Okay. I'm not chopping up.
No, not really. What's going on, Kelvin? He said, Wilder is food for Ruiz. Now, I think the opposite, and we'll get into that in a moment. That right hand of Wilder's will find Ruiz at some point. It all depends on how his chin holds up, and that's another point I want to bring up too. So, AJ, how do you feel about this fight? What are your thoughts? Go ahead, let us know.
That's pretty much my assertion for the most part. Because Ruiz is going to get hit at some point. It's just a matter of if his chin can hold up. But hey, I don't really know who's going to win. Man, I don't the call. I really don't know. I mean, at first I was leaning towards both guys, but it's like the more and more I think about it, it's like, I'm honest.
You said you got who?
I'm saying I was leaning towards like both guys at some stage, but it's like I don't even know now if I'm being honest. I don't know who to pick.
I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna pick. Deontay Wilder by devastating knockout.
Yeah, I figured as much. I figured.
I mean, I look at it like this. Andy Ruiz Jr. has proven to have a durable chin. And what I mean by that is he's been put down. He got put down by Anthony Joshua. However, he got back up to stop Anthony Joshua. In the rematch, he wasn't hurt once. He also was put down several times by Areola, but he got back up to win the fight.
Yep.
So while he's been knocked down just like Tyson Fury has, he's had the heart and the drive and the determination to get back up and always win. So
he's got good recovery powers. Yeah, like Tyson Fury, he's got good recovery powers. It's like I don't think he's never hurt per se. It's like every time he's gotten dropped, he's got back up, and just like he's not even hurt every time he gets knocked down. Really.
Yeah, it could be a balance issue too, because his head could be going one way, legs the same way, but that fat belly going the opposite way. So
because I thought he was going to destroy Areola and knock him out. I mean, the fact that he got dropped by that guy, that was pretty shocking.
Didn't he get dropped twice?
Just once. He almost put him down a second time, but he stayed on his feet though. Ruiz, and he almost went down again, but he didn't. It was only one time though, but it was almost two times.
Okay, maybe that's why I'm getting it confused because I thought he got dropped twice in that fight.
That was just one second time, but he didn't go down though. Are you looking forward to the card this weekend?
For those who are watching, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm working out at the same time I'm talking about boxing. Yes, I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I got to keep doing it until, or at least on days where I don't have a lot of time to talk boxing and work out, I got to combine it. I have to. So that's what we do. That's what we doing. And then Ortiz, he rocked Ruiz a couple of times too.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I actually didn't finish Leap. I don't know. I thought I was tired that night. I saw like the first 3 or 4 rounds, but after I told it, I don't know, I want to see around 12. So I never finished watching. I never finished watching about several times. He dropped Ortiz twice or 3 times.
Yeah. But I'm saying, let me let Lisa on. What I'm saying is Ortiz actually hurt Ruiz a couple of times in that fight too. It was very competitive.
So got it. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that.
Hey, how y'all guys doing? So is the fight official? Yeah, is it official yet?
I mean, it's not, but this is what I look at. Same thing with Tyson Fury and Usyk. You see them now going back and forth on Twitter. They already started a promotion. Deontay Wilder did an interview today talking about the fight. So we know this is the makings of it. Like, it's pretty much safe to say it's going to happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I knew this, like, for the longest time. I said Ruiz is going to be next, no matter what he says.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ruiz has to be next if he wants a shot at that title again.
Well, hopefully Tyson Fury doesn't have it when he
Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you this right now, AJ. If Fury does not retire after whooping Usyk's ass, we're gonna get Deontay Wilder Fury 4.
Fuck's sake, Jesus. All right, well, count me out, man. It's like I probably what would be nice to tune in to see what in terms of me paying, whatever else. Not son. I'm good.
I don't know, AJ. I don't know, because we have got to see how he looks against Ruiz, because Ruiz, despite his aesthetics, is a very good fighter. He's very technical. He's very fast with his hands inside the pocket. He can evade. He can counterpunch. He's a very good fighter.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I'm not denying that.
AJ.
Yeah.
Well, the way that AJ beat him and the way that Parker beat Ruiz is not how Wilder fights. They beat him by staying away and using the jab and fighting from range. Even though I thought Parker lost, right, Wilder's not going to fight him like that. So we know that the gap is going to get closed. But with Malik Scott, like how Wilder knocked out Helenius with that pull and then the hook off of it.
Yeah.
I'm really seeing like
he's going to catch Ruiz with a shot like that.
He's starting to branch off with new techniques. Like, he's really starting to learn stuff that he should have learned years ago. But underneath Malik Scott, he's looking a lot better. So if he comes in here and he can potentially outbox Ruiz on the inside, I'm not saying like, oh, first round starts and he just knocks him out. We don't learn nothing. You know what I mean? But if the fight translates and goes for rounds and he can keep up with them technically on the inside, I'm not so sure the fourth Tyson Fury fight plays out like the other three, because he's just looking a lot better, whereas I think Fury is starting to decline.
Yeah. I don't see it, but you could be right.
I don't know.
You could be right.
I haven't seen him enough.
I don't know either.
It's the one round. That's not enough, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I don't see him. It takes a long time to be a good inside fighter. Ruiz is pretty mastered that. To me, it seemed like he needs full extension on that right to get the best out of it. But could be. I mean, you never know.
Well, that's the thing, Lisa. He normally does, but like we saw in Helenius, he didn't. He was backing up and turning to counterpunch. That's how he got the knockout. So that coming hopping across and throwing it right, he didn't need it in that Helenius fight. So that's why I'm saying like, this fight is going to tell us a lot. It's going to show us a lot.
Right.
Because Ruiz is very good, very technical. What's going on, Brian?
Yo, what's going on, Tony? Everyone on the panel, everyone in the chat. How y'all doing, guys?
Hey, what's up? What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
All good. All
Hi,
good.
Marcus.
This is a decent fight of its made. I actually would give the advantage on the inside to Ruiz. I think that's where he wants to be as the smaller guy. He wants to be on the inside. He's got quicker hands, especially when let's go in combination. If I'm Wilder, I want to keep this guy at long range, and I want to try to land, a point, like one of those amazing right hands at the, right at the end, where he's at distance. Because we've seen against AJ just how fast his hands are, Ruiz's. And the one thing about inside fighting, something all fighters have to learn when they do it, right, is short shots, right? Short, sharp shots. Wilder knows extension for me, right? And Helenius Hellenius is not really, what's the word? Hellenius is not really a marker on inside fighting game, if you know what I mean. So,
Right.
no.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but again, I have to come back to Hellenius was coming off of a high. He was coming off of a win over Kalnacki, who they were boosting up, who the WBC had their top-ranked guy. So,
yeah, for real, like Hellenius,
I mean,
that Hellenius, that was another cherry pick going wrong for Kalnacki.
right. But it showed that Hellenius was, regardless of how quickly Wilder stopped him, he's a legitimate fighter.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, it's a good win.
Yeah.
I never said the guy can punch. The guy does have power. Ruiz has proven time and time again, though, he has a great chin. So.
Yeah, Ruiz, definitely. The $1 million question is going to be, can he take Wilder's power? And the $1 million question is, how hard does Wilder actually hit? So we're going to get answers to two things. One, we're going to find out if Wilder really hitting that hard. It's one of the hardest punches ever to box at the heavyweight division. Or is he not? Or two, does Andy Ruiz's chin not hold up and it's just not that good? I don't know. We're going to find out.
Yeah. 100%. It's going to be a decent fight, I think. You got two different types of boxing styles. You got.
Yeah, I need to do 45s. Yeah, two completely different. Let me read these comments real fast. He says, nobody calling Joe Joyce out apart from Fury. He's the new boogeyman. Tyson Fury's not really calling him out. Fury's not going to fight Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce might be the only guy out there that could beat him due to size, and gas tank. Like, unlike other opponents that Fury's been in there with, Joyce isn't going to get tired. And he's got a hell of a chin, and he's just as big as Fury. He's actually, proportionally, he's bigger at 270 pounds and 6'6". He's a lot thicker. So let me go here. Fury beating Wilder is like watching Andy Griffin's show. What the hell? It's getting old. New challenge for Wilder. I'd prefer AJ versus Wilder. Andy ain't it. Well, I can tell you this right now. Deontay Wilder will not fight Anthony Joshua if he has Anthony Joshua or undisputed. I mean, any boxer is going to go for undisputed over another boxer. So he would fight Usyk or Tyson Fury if the path lines up. Now, if there's a rematch clause for both fighters, then maybe we get the Anthony Joshua fight in between while Fury and Usyk are going into the rematch. But I have all ideas. Fury will beat Usyk and then retire. Even if there's a rematch clause, I think he just retires. And then the belts go up for grabs. What's going on, Black? How you doing, a.k.a. UGC Flame? But what do y'all think?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you, Lisa. Yep.
I hear you, Lisa. Well, I heard you.
Lisa, we hear you.
I don't know what's going on. It kicked me off at one point. Yeah.
His restream is not working right.
Yeah.
StreamYard.
Well,
We can't hear.
you know what? Yeah.
Again, damn.
Did she drop? Yep, she dropped.
She did.
It's
Yeah.
I know. I promise come February, I will have only StreamYard. There will be no more restream.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, this is not working, man.
I know, this is abysmal.
Yeah.
Everybody who joins sounds like a skipping CD. Or 9 days.
I'm thinking it's just everybody's device, but it's this shit. It's this shit. I'm thinking it's everybody's device. Yeah, we hear you now. We got you.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. I got. Well, yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, Tony. What you're saying. If you get a chance, undisputed, but I'm not supporting it because when AJ had that chance 2 times, him and Fury, nah, I'm not supporting that. I can't rock with that.
I mean,
Yup.
I hear
Yup. And he over there talk shit now, talking about AJ is ducking him. I'm so sick of him
Yeah, but
with
here's the
the duck
thing.
talk.
I understand.
I'm talking about how. Yeah, I'm just saying my thoughts. It's just nobody want to hear that. Either y'all gonna maybe just stop talking about each other.
I mean, again, I feel where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, if Wilder has the option to fight for Undisputed or fight Anthony Joshua, you know he's going to pick Undisputed. Just
Yeah,
like
it's funny.
I just said.
I mean,
I
it's funny.
just said that.
He had the he had the for when AJ had all the belts.
Yeah.
Like
He had that too several times.
He just don't.
Yeah.
It's like he's
I just say I ain't rocking with it. If he go for it and get an opportunity, good for him. I'm not supporting it though.
no, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to at all. I mean, I don't per se want to see Wilder versus Fury 4, just like I didn't want to see Marquez versus Pacquiao 4. But I mean, that just could be the way that it goes. Like it is what it is. Unfortunately for Anthony Joshua, he's not a mandatory for anybody. And beating Jermaine Franklin doesn't help him get in that position. He should have fought Hergovich. Or Daniel Dubois, if he was serious about going for Undisputed. Because he's fighting Jermaine Franklin, who they've been putting out now for April 1st, I believe, he has no avenues to the titles. Like, I highly doubt Deontay Wilder is going to fight Anthony Joshua and give Anthony Joshua the opportunity to be a mandatory to fight for Undisputed. I highly doubt it. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I just don't think it happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's funny because when Jermaine Franklin was confirmed, I guess, I remember Eddie Hearn telling him at the face-off with Dylan White, you know, if you win this fight, you could get, you got still getting it anyway.
Say that again?
Eddie Hearn confirmed. Eddie Hearn said that, like, how he was at the face-off, and he said, win this fight with Dylan White, that you pretty much got the Anthony Joshua fight. He lost and he's still getting it.
Because everybody knows he really won. That's why. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, even the people in the UK know that Jermaine Franklin got robbed.
He did. I wouldn't say a robbery. I thought it was a close fight, but I thought he won it.
I felt the same. I'm one of the outliers. It's like
It's a close fight,
close
yeah.
too, but I still felt Dylan. I still felt Dylan did enough to win. Maybe Dylan Edge, but it still was close. It really was close.
Yeah, like for me, that's if it's a close fight, it's not really a robbery.
Yeah, but I think the same thing.
One or two swing runs.
I agree.
Interpreted, you know what I mean? Like in different
you
ways.
You can't call close fights robberies. You can't.
Yeah, when it's like something like 9-3 or 10-2, and it goes the other way, that's a robbery, and everyone else can see that, right? But it was a close fight for me, So
I don't know. Like, I hear what you're saying, Brian, but at the same time, I feel like this. In my opinion, even if it's a close fight, right? But it is obvious who won in that close fight. In my opinion, it's still a robbery because it's obvious who should have won.
Yeah, well, I get that too. I do get that, but here's the thing in boxing: 1 or 2 swing rounds can be interpreted a million different ways.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that the judges are all 90 fucking years old and can't see.
Well, that too. I think the majority of these judges have pre-written scorecards. Just go out and.
All right, here we go.
I mean, one of the judges in that fight had the fight scored way too wide, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One of those cards was way too wide.
Oh yeah. But then there's also a little bias too because Finn was the home fighter.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's the hometown cooking. That's an example of a hometown cooking.
Yeah, that's something. But close fight
Damn it.
But I don't agree with it, right? But it's just the reality of where we are. You know?
Woo, I'm seeing a little
Yeah, no,
song.
it is what it is, unfortunately.
That's part of the box is never going to change.
Yeah, Jermaine's got to hit AJ with a chair.
Yeah.
Well, look, I can switch the topics to Jermaine Franklin and Anthony Joshua because I can tell you I think Jermaine Franklin has a very good shot at beating him. And I can tell you why.
No. We know I'm not. It's obviously he's going to go in as a huge underdog. But hey, man, like any heavyweight division, and like that white fight showed me, man, that dude's got a gear.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. He's a good boxer.
Yeah.
He's got a good jab. You know, he breaks his rhythm very well. Got good timing, decent footwork, decent head movement on the inside. He's a good boxer. I don't know if he has the power to hurt AJ. That's
He's a very good boxer. But okay, hold on. Jimmy's coming here. Jimmy on here. So I'm gonna let Jimmy talk about the topic at hand, and then we'll transition over to Franklin versus AJ.
Anybody
What's
hear
going
me?
on, Jimmy?
Yeah, we hear you,
Lisa. We hear you.
Oh,
Jimmy fell off.
this thing don't like me today.
Restream. Damn restream.
It
man.
is like killing me. Yeah.
I'm surprised I was able to stay on.
All right, let me hit these comments real fast. Martin Butler agrees that Franklin should have won the fight. He said he had it close. The Monarchy says close, but Dillian did have his moments, I thought. Only watched it once, White versus Franklin. Butler isn't okay. They're talking to each other. Doobie asked how much weight that is. It's 345. Jermaine got pillows for hands. No way he beats AJ. Franklin going to sleep. And Black said, I agree, Tony. That's a risky fight for AJ, but respect to him. I'm right there. Like, I think it's a very risky fight.
The fight. So, you know, even though he did lose.
It's a fight. Yeah, I don't look at it as it's two heavyweights, two men coming together. But I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's no cherry pick. The guy's a good boxer, yeah. But
He's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say, and then y'all can comment whether y'all agree. This is what I look at, and I'm gonna do a video on it. And I'm actually gonna go over to a channel called Ultra Tech. He's in the UK to really try to change his mind because he thinks Franklin's.
I don't listen to him. I don't listen to him.
I like the
Who?
Cool.
Who said that?
Ultra Tech.
I don't listen to him.
I never heard of him. I never heard.
Well, he's plugged my channel quite a few times, so I got to give him.
I don't care.
Okay.
But anyways, he's a cool dude. You may not agree. Just like I listen to people that I don't agree with everything they say. But I mean, if you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. Everybody's entitled to like who they want to like. But anyways, I'm gonna go over to that channel and do this. But this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I look at. And here that I watched Franklin come off, 4 years ago, I said he was a serious threat, a real prospect, and nobody believed me. And then lo and behold, he beat Dillian White and gets robbed. It should be undefeated at 22-0. So for me, I don't need to go back and watch films like I normally would on other fighters because I remember come up with nothing. With Anthony Joshua, I've watched damn near his whole career. You know what I mean? I've seen so many fights with him going back and watching so many times I don't have to rewatch. Here's what I see. The two people who beat AJ have something in common with Jermaine Franklin. Andrew Ruiz when he beat him, and Usyk who just beat him twice. And what that is, they're barrage punchers, just like Jermaine Franklin. He's a barrage puncher. When he lets his hands go, he doesn't stop. He's very good with combinations and getting on you with him. AJ's shinking forward. I brought this up whenever he fought Usyk the first time. Even segued into the second one, just reiterated it, is he shells up when people start throwing a lot of combos. So when you got a guy who throws barrages against a guy who shells up really bad when he gets barrage, there's a possibility he can lose.
I see that.
Here we go again.
Yeah, Usyk has better movement. I think that's obvious, right?
Well, yeah.
You know, my thing with Andy Ruiz, and I've said this a million times, was he put down Andy Ruiz, right? AJ, he puts him down. He realizes Ruiz is not stunned. He's never been in that situation before. Prior to him putting someone down, they were always hurt, right? Andy Ruiz more disgusted with himself rather than the fact that right. So he goes in and he steps into the pocket, right, and he goes and tries to knock him out, and in doing that there, right, because he's in where Andy Ruiz wants it to be, and remember he caught him and he caught Ruiz in the pocket prior to that, right, but Ruiz lets his hands go. It's a barrage, right? So that barrage is on the inside. That's where Ruiz wanted to be, right? Usyk got better foot movement. Usyk could maneuver his way in. So that's the difference, right? Franklin's got more length. He's taller. He'll throw barrage of punches, but that's from the outside. So if AJ can see that, you know what I mean?
Right.
If AJ can see that from length, then that's a different story. Right? So Barrage is, taking a half step back, moving to the side. If he can see that from length, pop, move back, that's a different story, right? So both guys were talked about that beat them with barrages of punches were smaller than AJ when it came to stature, size, height. Right? AJ's actually done very good against guys his size or taller.
Yeah, but Franklin's significantly smaller.
What size is Franklin? He's like 6'4" or 6'5" or something like that.
No, he's like 6'2".
Oh, I thought he was taller. All right, that's my bad.
Yeah.
Ignore everything I said. Ignore everything I said.
He's the same size but heavier as Usyk.
Bottom line, we hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear.
All right, cool, bro.
Sorry, guys. You can kick off if you just be listening.
It's all good.
It's crazy.
It's all good, Lisa.
I promise you, Lisa. I promise you.
I'm on.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, for camera quality, audio quality, everything, I'm going back to StreamYard. I'm just waiting for February because I didn't see the sense of paying full price for just a couple of days.
Yeah.
Understandable. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, February 1st, we're going to start the legit stream.
By the way, Tony, if you don't get StreamYard back, I'm gonna hell out your page and your videos.
You say you're doing what?
If you're, I'm gonna troll the hell out your page and your videos.
That's okay.
I'm just gonna be typing StreamYard.
Why does StreamYard keep booting people out though? Like, it's weird, man.
No, this is Restream, not StreamYard. I don't know why it does it, and I don't know why. Like, this video quality says 720p, but realistically, it's like 210. It's horrible.
Wow.
It's horrible.
Well, why don't you set it to 480? Maybe that runs smoother.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is, Jimmy, if you watch this back on YouTube, it'll say it's at 720, but it's so pixelated and so off, it doesn't look right. It's not the quality that it says it is.
Yeah.
Tony, it's actually good that I caught you, bro. What the fuck happened to Eubank's chin, bro? What happened to Eubank Jr.'s chin, bro? That shit shocked me. I'm still shocked. Like, what the fuck happened?
So
let's
he just
do this. Before we get into that, before we get into that, Jimmy, let me know how you feel about the Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder. Look, it kicked him off the minute I asked him.
God, oh man, I want to kick Restream's ass. I want to kick Restream.
It is ass. This is trash. Let me read the comments real fast while we have a moment. Let me see. Yes, Lisa, Ultratech is a hater. I disagree. I like Ultratech. I think AJ has mental issues. He seems afraid to get knocked out. You know what? We've seen it with a lot of fighters. Whenever they get knocked out, they never come back the same. So that is a possibility. I mean, it is a very strong possibility that could be the case, and why he shells up so bad.
It is. I mean, because like
yeah.
you could kind of even see it in the Pulev fight to an extent. So he had him, even though he dominated that fight, and it was pretty much one-sided. Like it was still that hesitation, pull the trigger and get going.
I thought he showed up too when he was in the ring against Povetkin a bit, but he pulled that one out. You know,
That's what I'm saying. I brought all these things I brought up whenever he was fighting Usyk in the fight. He shut up really bad against Klitschko, and Klitschko just got tired trying to finish him. He couldn't finish him, but it wasn't due to AJ fighting back. He just got hit, and Klitschko ran out of steam.
As a 40-year-old man would.
All right, let me finish these really fast. That was coming off like a 1.5 year layoff too. Okay, if AJ fights Jermaine Franklin, I got AJ knocking him. I don't know if he knocks him out. I just don't know. Easy work. Frank ain't about that big stage. AJ not letting another Ruiz creep in. Gosh damn. The difference between Usyk, Ruiz, and Franklin is the chin. Franklin don't have a good chin. I've never seen him hurt. And Dillian White couldn't hurt him. Franklin will be crying worse than he did after Dillian White fight. He ain't. No, look, Ronald, I don't think he was crying after the fight. He was just expressing that he felt like he was robbed. And I agree, he was robbed. Like anybody who gets robbed in a fight is going to say that. It's different getting your ass whooped and then crying and being robbed.
Tony, that was a close fight, bro.
Look, AJ versus Franklin. Hold on. Let me finish these real fast. AJ versus Franklin, not pay-per-view worthy. I disagree. And the reason why I disagree was if Franklin would have been given the win over Dillian White, nobody would be saying this isn't pay-per-view worthy. The only reason why they're saying that is because Dillian White got a gifted win. However, when you look at it, Dillian White's a pay-per-view star. So when you have a fighter who beats a pay-per-view star, it's only right that he be put on pay-per-view against another pay-per-view star. So I think it is pay-per-view worthy. Let me see. I'm in the chat, kicked out again. Sorry, Lisa. I promise you I will upgrade come February 1st. And then they're just all saying what's up to each other. All right. Now y'all continue. Go ahead.
See, bro, like I get where you're coming. It was a very hotly contested fight. As far as robbery, I mean, it could have gone either way. You know, one judge had it a draw. For me, it wasn't really a robbery. I think Dillian White, you know, one guy started really good, the other guy, you know, finished really good. So I have no issue with the. It wasn't like a Wilder Fury one, you know, Fury Wilder one where Fury arguably won 9 or 10 rounds out of the 12 and got a draw, right?
I agree with you, but like I said earlier when you weren't here, Jimmy, to me, a robbery is when it is obvious a guy won the fight who doesn't get the win, whether it's close or not. I don't care if a guy wins 12 out of the 12 rounds and loses, or he only wins 7 out of the 5 rounds and loses. If it is clear that this guy won 7 rounds out of the 12, or if it's a 10-round fight, 6 rounds out of the 10, meaning he only lost 4, it's as clear as day, to me that's a robbery. It doesn't have to be a wide gap to be a robbery. It just has to be obvious who the winner is. That's just my opinion of a robbery. Because too many times I feel guys who obviously win lose for whatever reason, whether it be politics, etc. And you got to understand, Jimmy, you can ask everybody on this panel. I'm one of the biggest Dillian White fans there are through all his losses. And I'm saying he lost, being a very good fan of his, because I don't show bias when it comes to that. I'm not biased at all.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, bro. 100%. Dillian did not look good. I'm not sure if it's all the tough fights he's been in. See, the one thing he does, bro, I think he spars too much. Like from what I've heard in Dylan White's gym, this guy spars over 100 rounds at camp, and every spar is a fucking gym war. So I think he just takes too much damage, man, in training and sparring and fights. So even though he's in his early 30s,
he probably takes more sparring than probably takes more damage than sparring than he actually does during the fights.
yeah, I mean over 100 rounds per camp, you're fighting 2-3 times a year. That's a lot of headshots, man. That's a lot of power shots in the brain.
I know that. Especially by Ruiz.
Let's be honest, the brain is just.
Oh, Jimmy dropped off. I know this restream. Right? No, right? When you spar a lot, you're talking to a guy who used to do that. That was my number one workout, was sparring. Right? And you're right. You're sparring 2-3 nights a week. Right? You're doing 5-6 rounds, 7 rounds a time, and you do that for 20 plus years. That takes a toll. Right? That's harder than the fights, right? The fights are easy compared to that. I've taken more damage in sparring than I ever did in the fights.
I agree with you 1,000%, Brian. It takes a big toll, a major toll. I would never spar over 100 rounds of hard sparring going into a bout. That's stupid to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's taking too much. That's taking too much damage, right? You think you're preparing yourself, right? But I was never a gym rat when it came to fitness. Put me in the ring, I loved it. I was, that was my workout.
Right.
Right. But then again, I love being in there, right? And it got to the point at the end where I had a losing record anyway, so wins and losses didn't matter to me. I just loved just being competitive and, But early on, man, I was a competitive, I finished in that sentence, but no, but taking that much punishment and sparring, especially from heavyweights, nah.
No, I agree with you. It's not good at all. I mean, to me, of course, if you're getting ready for a real fight, you want to go hard, a lot harder than you normally would, but you want to limit the amount of times that you go hard.
Yeah.
I find, of course, I've never been on a elite world level, but I'm just saying from whenever I was amateur boxing, to me, I got my best work not doing, say, hard, however many rounds I'm going straight, but having people come in fresh, doing like 70% as I'm depleting through the rounds. It might be round 20, I'm still in there. Guy jumps in, only doing 70%, but I'm at 10%. So that 70% feels like 300% against my leftovers because I'm so depleted. To me, that's better because it pushes you. You don't get injured, and you can get to that exhaustion point of where you can work on stuff when you're tired, and you don't have your power.
Oh yeah. The hardest thing, the hardest thing to think is when you're tired, and you're pushing against it, and someone's hitting you in the face, and have you ever been hit so hard that you fell asleep? And
No, I've never been knocked out.
No, right? But I remember one time I was kind of knocked out, but he hit me again and he woke me up. You know that type of way. I was out for a second.
I've seen it happen, Brian, but I've never experienced it.
That's here. I'm telling. There's nothing worse than that. Well, the few times I had a concussion, but back then we didn't know what a concussion was.
Right.
Now I know what it was. Hey, but And I'm talking about probably 94, 95. You know, I had a few concussions back then, but back then I didn't know what they were.
Well, not just that, but even if you did, I mean, especially back then, whenever sports science wasn't as good as it is now.
Yeah.
It's looked at differently back then. Like, oh, come on. It's more
Yeah.
like you knew, oh, it's just a concussion. Keep going, keep going.
Yeah,
Don't worry
exactly.
about it.
You know, yeah. But back then I didn't know what it was. That's what I'm trying to say. So
No,
even if I felt it, like I would have pushed through
Right.
myself, you know, I just thought I was dizzy,
Right.
you know. So
I mean,
yeah,
I've seen, like, I've been hit hard enough to where I see like the little black dot show up over my vision. But
yeah,
I've never been knocked loopy or where I've stumbled, but I have been cracked to where I just, almost like you're doing a really heavy deadlift and you just start seeing
Yeah.
black dots everywhere.
yeah.
I've felt that before, but that's about it as far as being caught cleanly.
Yeah.
Let me hit these comments real fast.
Okay.
Big Mike's boxing. What's going on? Or Mike Biggs. I said that's backwards, like I'm dyslexic. Mike Biggs boxing. What's going on, dude? I'm gonna repost the link in case anybody wants to jump on. I see Jimmy in the chat. Let me see. White's performance against Fury was terrible considering that long wait for a title. I agree. It was horrible. I'm mad that I picked him to win. He didn't show up for that fight. That's the worst White I've ever seen in my life. It's either Fury is that elite or White just didn't show up. Why does it keep booting me and Lisa? But let you and Brian stay on. I guess he's talking to you, AJ. Any tips on how not to get booted? I have no idea because I've never used this really before.
Yeah.
The one
I'm using my tablet. So
what's that, Brian?
I'm using my tablet.
Okay. What
So
do you want,
maybe
AJ?
it's not playing with phones. I don't know.
I'm on my iPhone right now.
Yeah.
So
You just got a thing with phones. I don't know.
okay, maybe it's a Jimmy. Maybe it's a phone thing or an iPhone thing. Maybe Restream works better with Apple products.
Bottom line is Restream. That's the main cause.
It probably is. All right, let me read this real fast. It says the 157 been catchweight training camp and jumping straight into a Smith camp. Drain Jr. He'd been in the camp on weight for nearly 6 months, also dealing with the death of his brother. And no, I don't believe any of that. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole. We're gonna talk about that. I don't think weight drain had anything to do with it. Junior in the best place physically or mentally. We'll get into that. Giving a shout out to Lisa. Junior took better shots of way bigger punchers like Grove, Aram, Sullivan, and etc. No issue. Sparred Bellew and Frotch. They praise his chin. What happened? Okay, we're gonna get into that in just a moment. Let me Eubank Jr. looked drunk after Liam Smith dropped him. Punch resistance might be gone. Eubank has to move up if he wants to keep fighting. His dad was right all along. So here's what I'm gonna say, and then y'all two can comment on this. So I never really thought much of it until this happened. And then I did some research. And I am not saying that anybody is a cheat. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying shit looks a little suspect to me. Now, here's what I noticed. We saw Callum Smith at middleweight, super middleweight, 168. Yeah, he had power, but it was nothing like what he has at 175. The dude looks like a fucking monster at 175. The power that he's displaying, he never showed before. Then what got me looking into this is I look at the brother, Liam, who just knocked out Eubank with the first shot he landed cleanly. It wasn't like Eubank was getting battered. It was the first clean shot he hit him with. Annihilated him. He was gone. Brain discombobulated. Could not recover, right? Now, the reason why I started looking at this, like you said, Jimmy, and I said this on my live, like in all my years of boxing, I could not comprehend what I just saw. I literally could not comprehend how a guy who's much smaller, not known to have devastating power, could knock out a guy who's been in there with guys with a lot of power, never been hurt. Now, could it be weight drained? Doubtful. And I say that because normally when guys are weight drained, before they get knocked out or put away, you start to see their body deteriorate their stamina drops, their endurance is gone, their power's not there. We didn't see that with Eubank. From the first to the fourth round, he was moving and everything looked the same. So there was no depletion in his energy level, in his output. Nothing was different there. So I don't think being weight trained had anything to do with it. Now, going back to the two brothers. So after this fight, I looked on BoxRec. I look at Callum, and I'm like, yo, this guy got devastating power out of nowhere. Second round knockout, fourth round knockout in his last fight. Second round knockout was in his first fight at 175. He got this power, I believe it was October 2021. Power out of nowhere, right? Same year, end of the year, like 9 days, 10 days prior in September. It's either September, October, or October, November. Regardless, there's only a few days that separate the two brothers from their fights, right? Liam goes in there and gets knocked out. Then he fights again and gets like 3 knockouts in a row. Now he's on his 4th knockout. A guy who's not known for this, all of a sudden, is knocked out 4 guys in a row, including Eubank, who we've never seen fucking hurt. And his brother, within the same time span, has become a devastating puncher as well. Something don't smell right. Again, I can't prove it. But something to me, logically, looks off.
Yeah.
Y'all want to retort? Y'all can.
I don't know. I can't really.
Can I retort?
Go ahead, Brian.
From a stylistical point of view, right? Roy Jones Jr., the coach, right? Prior to Roy Jones taking over Eubank's training, as soon as his back hit the ropes or hit the corner, he took a step out, right? He took a big step out and regained the middle of the ring, right? He's a 30-plus-year-old man trying to emulate Roy Jones Jr. by sitting in the pocket, playing possum. He got caught with an uppercut. An uppercut which he didn't see coming, right? As you know, the one punch you don't see coming is an uppercut, right? He got caught in the chin, and he fell down, right? He tried to emulate Roy Jones Jr. by catch and shoot, and then move. Instead of his back touched the ropes, or the corner, step out and regain the middle of the ring. Prior to him joining up Roy Jones Jr., that's what he would have done. So he changed his strategy, and I don't think it suited him. He tried to be Roy Jones Jr. at 30, and Roy Jones Jr. wasn't Roy Jones Jr. at 30 plus. That's the reality, prime Roy Jones, So, and Roy Jones had something that not many people had in athleticism. His athleticism's off the charts, right? Prime Roy Jones. You have to be a certain type of fighter to do that. And Eubank was never that type of fighter. So I'm taking it from a stylistical point of view of Eubank.
I hear what you're saying, Brian. And I cannot disagree with you there. Roy Jones, in my opinion, is not a good choice for him. He tries to emulate a style that he cannot because he's not a reactionary style fighter like Roy was. He doesn't have the reaction time and he doesn't have the speed or the agility to do what Roy did. However, regardless of it being a tactically flawed fight, I still cannot get past the fact that we have seen him in there with Arthur Abraham. We've seen him in there with George Groves. Guys that are much, much bigger, much stronger, longer, more torque on their shots, hit Chris with everything they had, and he never looked to be hurt once. For him to get in there with a guy who's only a 154-pound fighter, and his biggest might be 163-4 pounds. He didn't look like he gained any weight walking into the ring than he did when he was on the scale.
Yeah. Right.
For this guy who's never been known to be a Deontay Wilder, to be a George Foreman, to be an Anthony Joshua, to just on the first shot knock him out, I don't know, man. Something just don't smell right. I can't prove it. I can't say they did anything wrong because I have no proof. I'm just saying, in my eyes, all the fights I've seen, it don't make logical sense to me. It
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
you know, it doesn't make logical sense, right? But prior to that fight, right? You're talking about a guy who moved a certain way, right? I'm talking about Chris Eubank, right? Junior. He moved a certain way, right? So when he tried to change his style, right? He wasn't moving a certain way. So when he felt that uppercut, because usually as soon as his back touched the ropes, he's out. As soon as his back touched the corner, he's out, right? So he stayed in too long and he got caught, right? He actually moved back to the corner. It wasn't nothing thing that, right? He changed up the style, and because of that, and because he didn't do what he naturally would have done prior to that, he got caught. Right? When he fought those guys, he had a natural way of fighting. He changed the style, and that's why it was more devastating, because it was unnatural for him to do what he did.
I understand that, but did you not see the lump that was on Eubank's cheek?
No, I'll tell you the truth. We had a few people on a panel, and it just went into discussion mode right after that. So you know how that goes sometimes.
I'm about to show you.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but I still can't get over the fact that a guy who was never known for power, all of a sudden is knocking out a guy in one punch that's never been hurt.
Oh yeah, right there you go.
I don't know, man. I just, like I said, I'm not calling either one of the Smiths a cheater. I'm just saying something about this shit don't smell right.
Yeah, I'm right.
Tony.
I'll do the usual innocent until proven guilty type thing. But then again, as I said before, I think all these guys are on something, and it's more of a thing when they get caught. To me, so that's nothing new. I think the majority of these guys are on something. So, unless they get caught, you go,
right.
Then you're right.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you, AJ.
Okay, so Brian pointed out, I was like, Chris is trying to do this like Roy shimmy shit in the corner, right? He's not really looking. He's not really paying attention to what he's doing, and in the process, he's getting caught with punch. Now, I thought he'd be able to take those shots, but to my surprise, he couldn't. So it's a combination, like, I don't know, I'm probably not wagering, but he just got caught with shit he didn't see.
Yeah, and it might be an issue of wagering and changing the style, and he was so comfortable in the fight, right, up to that point. Like he was utilizing his jab, he was moving, he was hitting, he was throwing 1-2s, he was catching shit. Right, the one time he steps into the corner and he tries to emulate Roy Jones, that's when he gets caught, right? Because he was doing something that was unnatural to him to do, and that's just how, from an analytical point of view, that's how I saw it, right? On the cheating thing, I don't know, and I don't want to go down that road because, right? But from a style point of view, that's what he did, and that's where he got caught. And I know he was in there with bigger guys, but when he moved a certain way, right? He could minimize their punches, he could minimize their power, right? Because what he was doing was natural to him. What he tried to do in this instance was unnatural, and it just backfired on him. So
I don't know. Again, like, we can move on from this.
Yeah.
But I have watched boxing for so many years of my life. I have watched so many throwback fights. And I have never, like I'm telling you, whenever I was doing a live commentary, my brain disconnected from my body. Like I did not understand, like my brain and my eyes were completely disconnected because I could not understand what I just saw. I I can't think of one case where I have ever seen a guy who's proven to be durable, proven to have a chin, get knocked out by a much smaller man from a weight class moving up with the first shot he landed. We're not talking about Eubank got beat up over a span of like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds like Deontay Wilder did against Fury. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Liam did not land a punch of any significance on him until the 4th round. And when he did, it was lights out immediately. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. No, I get that point too. But to automatically say the man cheated, you know.
Like I said, I'm not saying he cheated. I'm not saying that because I cannot prove it.
To automatically say something suspicious, right? Maybe he was paid to take a dive. Who knows? Who knows these days? I ain't going down that road either.
Do you not think it's a little odd that both the Smith brothers became devastating knockout punchers within 9 days of each other and have remained that since then?
Callum has been that since he moved up to light heavy, but Smith, it's like he didn't like start that. I mean, well, he stopped Jesse Vargas, but it's like, I don't know. I can't really. I mean, like unless
Look, I'm about to look
Smith,
up the day.
I mean, if Liam Smith goes out there and blows out the next guy similar fashion, okay, you got to wonder. You know what I mean? Depending on who it is. So.
Okay. So, like I said, there's a month apart. So, just hear me out. I'm not saying any one of them cheated. I'm just saying something doesn't pass my nose test, and I'm just saying it's really weird how two guys who were never known to be really devastating punchers both become devastating punchers at the same time. So hold on. I'm about to tell you because I'm going to look up the actual
But then
date.
again, and the same point of view, I never really rated Chris Eubank Jr. that highly annoying. I thought he was a good fighter. I never saw him as world class. I never saw him to be a world champion. I always thought the world champions would beat him.
Right.
I thought, so.
You talk about Chris.
What?
Okay, let me say this real fast.
I'm talking about Chris, yeah.
So listen, let me say this real fast. I'm going to hit this set. So, Callum Smith got this devastating, I kill you with one-shot power. It started against Rivera. That was 2021 and September 25th. Okay, that's when it was on. So, September 25th, 2021. Now, check this shit out. Liam Smith has been knocking everybody out that he's fought since October 9th, 2021. Let me say that again. October 9th, 2021, Liam has knocked everybody out. On the flip side, in a higher weight class, Callum goes up to 175 and looks like a devastating puncher since September 25th, 2021. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I can't prove anything. I'm not saying they cheated. I'm just saying it's very odd how two brothers become these devastating punchers overnight within a few days apart.
Well, that's just right now. We'll see what they do. I mean, Callum might heavy. He just had two. And one guy fought, the last guy, he'd already been knocked out. So, I mean, it's kind of a, I respectfully disagree. I think Liam is like, he got a good kind of riding high right now. But I think that, like if he fights a lot of the top guys, especially 150, 140, 160 guys, so it really depends.
I mean, it's not a question of like agreeing or disagreeing with what I say, because at the end of the day, the dates that I gave when they've knocked everybody out, whether it's only 2 people,
right,
or in Liam's case now 4 people, it's still a fact that these devastating punches started on that date. That's a fact. There's no opinion involved.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's also a fact to be
You see
not.
what I'm
Fact,
saying?
that's true.
Like my
That's true.
opinion is
Yeah.
something doesn't smell right, but I say that this
No, that's
person
right. No.
cannot prove nothing. I cannot say they're cheating. I cannot prove it. I have no proof. All I'm saying is because of these reasons, because a guy who's never been hurt before gets knocked out by the first solid shot that's landed on him before he's taking any damage by a guy who's much smaller who can't hit hard, and the guy's never been hurt before, it made me wonder, like, what the fuck's going on?
Hold on,
Then I
Tony.
look at
Tony, like right quick. It's like now that I'm actually thinking about it, you might be. I'm thinking about it. It's like okay, maybe I'm quick to jump the gun on disagreeing. It's like, but it does make me wonder.
Yeah. And,
I can't prove anything. I'm not insinuating that they're doing anything. I'm just saying it's real weird to me. It's just weird.
I'm just wondering. I'm caring. It's like,
Maybe they went to one of those witch doctors or something. Who knows? Give me magical power or whatever. Who knows, right? Maybe it's a new diet, maybe new nutrition, right? Maybe they're training a different way. Maybe they're planting their feet now that they weren't doing prior. Who knows what it is, right? Or maybe they're just on the stuff. Maybe it's a combination of all on, right?
I'm not saying they're on anything. I'm not saying
that
I can prove anything. I'm saying that you could be right. It could be that prior to October and September of 2021, maybe they changed up their diet, changed up their training, got with new people. I don't know. That could be a possibility.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's it, right? Because I don't know. Maybe.
Right.
The fact is, I saw a knockout last Saturday night, so that is a fact, right? Yeah, it was a shock, right? I thought the only way I thought Liam Williams would win was if he outworked, or if not Liam Williams, Liam Smith would win if he outworked Chris Eubank Jr. That was the only way I saw him winning. And I didn't see a knockout. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see a knockout. But some people did. I'll tell you, Mark told me in private. He goes, Liam Williams is going to win, and he's going to win by knockout.
Right.
So
Smith, yeah.
Or Liam Smith. Sorry, I keep calling him Liam because he fought Liam. Eubank fought.
Yeah,
Liam.
well, it was before. Yeah.
Yeah. Liam Smith, right? Liam Smith was going to win by knockout. Mark told me that in private. So, but I didn't think it would happen. I got to agree with that. I didn't think, but it's a combat sport. One shot can rock the brain, and away another shot can. The one time I went down was to a body shot. It wasn't that hard, but it hit me clean. I took a knee.
Right.
It wasn't a hard shot, and it was against the middleweight. I was sparring. I was just tapping the guy, and he hits me with one good body shot, and suddenly I lose my breath. And he didn't even hit me hard. That was the funny thing. He just caught me at a moment where I took a knee, and I sparred that guy several times, and he never hurt me, not once. And he didn't even hurt me then. He just took my breath away, and it was like, and I took a knee. It can happen, So, but
I don't know. I mean, I guess because it did, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, it did happen.
It happened.
That's the reality of it. It did happen.
Let me say this. Speaking of PEDs, coming back to the topic of the video, Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz. In the interview that Wilder was doing about Andy Ruiz, saying that he needed extra on his name, that everything he had wasn't enough to beat him, he brought up something. He brought up steroids, PEDs. And he said that he believes there should be no testing in boxing anymore because everybody's doing it. Not his words verbatim, but practically that's what he said. That he doesn't think people should be tested because everybody's doing illegal stuff. So that's concerning to me.
Yeah, but I said that years ago. They're all doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not surprised when they get caught. You know, of course, you're outraged when it happens. Oh, well, he's taking PEDs and all that. They're right, but any real boxing fan knows. Anyone who watches sport, someone like Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, some of the great fighters we watched, Roy Jones Jr. We all know they were on the stuff. It's nothing new to say PEDs in boxing, right? I'm just
they weren't tested. They
yeah.
never tested.
Floyd Mayweather, right? All these guys are on the stuff. I honestly,
I don't know, Barry. I don't know, because Floyd is the reason why there's testing in boxing. If it wasn't for Floyd, testing wouldn't be as big of a deal as it is now. Mauricio Suleiman's dad was on record saying that he didn't like doing PED testing because the athletes don't perform like the crowd wants them to without it, so they don't do testing. And I think he went into like some fight was supposed to happen. One of the guys popped out, so the fight didn't happen. So he chose not to do testing. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like.
Well, I think the majority of them are on it, right? I don't know if every one of them's on it, but I think there's a good majority of boxers, past, present, and past, present, and in the future, right? I think a lot of them will be on it unless they really clamp down on it. They have the strictest rules. They have the best drug testing. They can stay ahead of the drug sheets. They're not able to do that, right? These drug sheets will always find a way of getting an advantage. The nutritionists now, I would say they know more about body chemistry and drugs as they do about anything else. Food and all that there and what's good for you. So, unless they really, and I mean really clamp down on it, where it's a worldwide effort, and, they put a lot of resources behind it, it's still going to continue. That's just how I feel about it. And yeah, like, you growing up, you'd like to think all these guys were natural and all that bullshit. But as you get older, you realize there's no way he could have been natural. Even though you can't prove it. You know what I mean? Like, there was no way.
Well, my thing is this. I will say this. If Conor Benn does not get in trouble, not saying he's guilty or innocent, but if he doesn't get in trouble, then I don't see the purpose of fucking testing anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if some guys like Gerald Miller are going to get in trouble, but other guys like Canelo are going to get a slap on the wrist for getting called, what the fuck is the point of testing other than
Tony, we know why that is, because Canelo was the face of boxing. He's the cash cow.
It's not just that. What it is, AJ, is, in my opinion, they are using the testing to give the premier fighter an unfair advantage. In other words, it doesn't matter if they fucking cheat because they're not going to get in trouble. So they might as well do whatever. Meanwhile, the person challenging them is not allowed to cheat because if they get caught, they're going to get a 2-year, 4-year ban. So they're at a disadvantage, whereas this guy could be doing whatever the fuck he wants to do and get away with it. So, I mean, if that's going to be the precedence that's set, then why the fuck is there testing? Don't test.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree, right? Let's go back to the day where all these guys were pure. And I put up quote fingers when I say pure, right? And no drug test and all that bullshit. And let's just get these guys in the ring. Let's fight. Let's see who's the best on the night. Do I think majority of them are? Yeah. And I've been saying that. I've been saying that since I was 19, 20 years old when I understood what everything was, right? Right back in my teens, and I didn't give a shit what, if something gives you an advantage. I never took anything, but I know there was guys that I fought that were on the stuff that were taken, and those guys whipped my ass. right? I know that now, but back then I had no fucking idea, right? So, you know, how much of an advantage you give them. So, and that's, you know, that's from my own personal experience. But I think if you make it to a certain level, I think there's expectation, you know, for you to perform. And with that performance, you know, you're going to take any advantage you can get.
Well, there's a lot of money on the line.
Yeah, exactly, right? You know, and if you know, right, you're gonna, you know, get tested, and it's not going to show up because because you got somebody in your camp who understands body chemistry, know when to take drugs, know when they psycho out of your body, all that bullshit, right? And you get tested, and you know you come off clean, but as soon as the guy leaves with a test, you're doping up again, and then you go through that cycle again, right? You know, that's the thing now. These guys are so smart and they're so tactic savvy. You know, the people running these camps, the people, you know, like, you know, like it's difficult to, you know, put into words. But at the end of the day, I've said it a million times. I'm more surprised when these guys get caught. That's the big problem.
What's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing?
Hello.
What's the topic for tonight?
Well, we've kind of jumped. The original topic was Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz Jr. And now, we're talking about PEDs, but let me know how you feel about the Wilder Ruiz fight.
I mean, it's a good one, I think, right? It's, you know, it means a lot for PBC, I think. That'd probably be like their biggest ticket seller for like a while. So I think it means a lot for them.
That's a good point.
But as far as like Wilder's legacy, how do you feel about it? Good?
I mean, that's actually a really solid win. I mean, if he's able to beat Andy Ruiz, I mean, and like, you know, I'm talking about if he's able to spark Andy Ruiz, you know, probably sooner than AJ could, or well, like put him out cold at least. I think that's a pretty solid win. That would be one of his best wins.
I agree.
I agree with that.
If not his best win. I think because
It's more of a statement. If he could, it's more especially.
Yeah, because I mean, what is his best win today? Luis Ortiz?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Twice.
It's not
So I mean,
that, it's not that or Mace Laverne. One of the two, or two of them. So
I'm gonna say Luis Ortiz is probably his best win. I'm gonna say Luis Ortiz won.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he had to face adversity.
The first fight.
Yeah, he had to face adversity for probably like the first time in his career, and then like, you know, he fought back and he bit down on his gum shield and won.
Yeah.
With the doctor's help, no less. So I credit him as well. So
I don't know, man. That's an excuse. Well, you know, at the end of the day, if he was hurt that bad, Ortiz should have still been able to stop him.
Yeah. You got
I don't know. You could argue that, I guess, but I don't know. Let me hit these comments real fast, and we'll get back to did the doctor help him? What's going on, Jaguar Paws? How you doing? Let me see. Oh, Ruiz knocks Wilder out in 4 to 7 rounds. I've got the opposite, but everybody on steroids or everybody natural. I agree. If you can't make everybody natural, see, my thing is this: ban these dudes for life, or don't test them at all. Period. If you get caught once, you're done. There's no 6-month waiting period. There's no nothing. You're done. You're out. If you're not gonna do that, then what the fuck is the point of it? They all on drugs. Nate Diaz, that's true. He did say that shit. I propose something that someone successful might take credit for, or might take credit for pretty much in the future. I propose at the 8 or 10 week of preparation in a monetized facility, or like they all go to an actual facility. But the thing is, you can take that in your house. You don't have to be at a facility. All you need is just anywhere. You can take steroids in a fucking bush outside a building.
Yeah, in your car, and your, you know.
Do you feel that way about when Floyd was IV dripping, and he let Manny Pacquiao know before their fight that he was doing that?
Wait, say that again?
When Floyd let Manny Pacquiao know he was like IV dripping, like basically taking out some of his blood to pump back like more oxygenated blood into him, like he was doing that. Do you think that's like a fair thing to do or no?
I didn't know Floyd did that. He was blood doping?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He basically before the Manny fight, right? He IV, right? Some doctor excused he had to have an IV like 24 hours or 48 hours before the fight. I think it was, right? Don't know what was on that shit though, but
Well, here's the thing. It's known in sports. If you take your blood out, you freeze it, you thaw it out, you put it back in, the blood is way more oxygenized. It's got way more oxidation in it. So being that there's more oxygen in it, you don't get tired. Like you're energized because you have more oxygen running through your body. So it's illegal. It's cheating. If that's true, he should have.
That is true because they had it on the 24/7 thing or the whatever they call it. They actually showed him IV dripping.
Yeah, he should have been disqualified then. That's bullshit.
Yeah. You know. But yeah.
It's unfair. In any other sport, you would be disqualified.
Yeah.
But in boxing, like what the fuck? No, I never knew he was blood doping.
I forgot about that IV thing actually.
Hey, you see how they did your boy what was it? Nate Diaz. But actually no, it was Nick Diaz in UFC. He was smoking weed and they popped him and they like banned him for like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah. But John Jones can have picograms in his system and be okay to fight.
Yeah,
you know what? I mean, you know what? I've actually been a pro-drug advocate ever since I heard this problem. And it's like, you made a good point, even though it was a joke. It's like the comedian Roy Jr., his words, you know, these drugs no way, because we ain't going this war on drugs. So, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy to win a war with drugs. I can tell you how to do it overnight.
Go ahead.
It's easy. So here's what you do. This bullshit about addicts going to jail, if they didn't get caught breaking into houses, cars, whatever, to feed their addiction, they should not go to jail. They should go to rehabilitation centers, right? So it should be no more jail for addicts. However, the caveat off of that, people who sell it, give them the death penalty. Shit stops overnight.
Yep, there you go.
I agree with that.
Stops overnight.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Stops.
What?
It's like a lot of drug dealers they're not as what's the term? Is it cavalier? They're not as cavalier as they once were. It's like, first off, if I was about it.
Oh, OJ, you dropped off.
He dropped off?
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Damn restream. Yeah,
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you now.
But I was saying, like, if I was, a lot of drug dealers aren't as cavaliers. Like, I'm just saying, if I was a drug dealer, nobody would even know about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Tim Tszyu versus Tony Harrison?
It's not
great
happening.
fight.
It's not
What?
happening.
What'd you hear?
It's not happening.
You hear something?
Yeah, Tony Harrison's fighting Fundora.
That's a hot take,
a better fight,
bruh.
That's a here. I actually think that's a better fight.
It's probably definitely a harder fight fight for Tony Harrison.
Oh yeah.
So you think so Tony, you think it's gonna get scrapped, or they're gonna?
Hell yeah! I think Fundora is the next undisputed champion of the division.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really rate Tim Tszyu all that high. I think he's really talented, but I don't really know what his ceiling is. You know, there's a lot more to be desired with him.
He's unproven. He's definitely not his dad. I'm not going down this thing again where I'm going to compare him to his dad, right? Because I didn't do that with Chris St. Jr.
Yeah, man, I'm still well sad about that, man. But did you see the playback though? They said he got elbowed.
I saw that, but I would say I need more evidence because I can't really see the elbow.
Yeah,
because it's like that welt under his eye. It wouldn't be caused by like a punch.
No, that's definitely not caused by a punch. I've seen elbows do that. I've seen headbutts do that, but not punch. No.
I mean, if like the camera angle that I saw was from like, I have to turn my back. It was from like this angle where I saw the back, and Eubank would have been here, and then I see the glove. It looked like it goes over the head of Eubank, but it was very pixelated and hard to tell from the video that I saw. I would want to see it from the other side if they have one.
Yeah, and then he also apparently got rabbit punched in the back of the head too. So it was like my man was already discombobulated. But I mean, hey, it was a TKO regardless. I mean, there's nothing they can do about it now.
The uppercut that rocked the first time round, right? So he caught him clean. I always say, right, if you look
at I want to say he took a left. He took a left.
Yeah.
To the face. Done.
It was an uppercut that started it. It was definitely an uppercut that landed, and that's what started Eubank bending over and
because he kept dipping his head, and then he tried to do the Roy Jones with his hands down, no defense, and he got found out.
I said that already.
Everybody keeps hating on Roy.
Yeah, that's not.
Bro, no, it's not hating on Roy. It's just like, dude, you fought just the wrong game plan. But I didn't like how he was looking like the whole time. Even like if you saw they did like a kind of a 24/7 with him and Liam Smith. If you saw him in sparring, he didn't look that great sparring either.
Yeah, it's not a thing. It's not a thing on Roy. It's just you're not Roy Jones Jr., so don't try that. You don't have the reflexes. You don't have the upper body movement. You don't have the foot feints. You don't have the timing, right? You don't have the natural athleticism of Roy Jones Jr., right? Roy Jones Jr., prime Roy Jones, right, is one of the most athletically gifted freaks I've ever seen in my life. And I mean that in the best way possible.
He's probably the most gifted natural.
Yeah, I mean, like he honestly, like, in my opinion, like a prime Roy Jones, closest thing to an unbeatable fighter.
Yeah, right. He wasn't the best boxer, right?
No,
but his athleticism covered up for a lot of his flaws. And when he lost that later on in his career, right, he couldn't rely on the boxing, right, to get him out of trouble. He couldn't rely on the athleticism too. Right, so, and I'm not saying he wasn't a bad fighter later on in his career. It's just when he slowed down, right? That's when you saw, the tough fights coming.
That's a young man style. He had a young man style. You can't fight like that when you get older. It's the same thing that happened to David Haye, because Adam Booth, he used to have his type of fighters be really explosive, but that's a young man's game. No, that's why he couldn't. His body literally failed him as he got older because of that explosiveness.
Yeah.
The fact that he wasn't a natural heavyweight either.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't that. It's that
going up and coming down too. Yeah, going up, coming down, going up, coming down. Right. That's tough. That's tough in the body, right? This is my thing with. I'm going to go into Errol Spence Jr. Going up to fight at 154. I think once he goes up to 154, he's staying there. He's coming back.
He ain't coming back down. He ain't coming here. Yeah,
not at his age. No, not at his age. He definitely ain't coming down again.
He is never coming back down. He is not going to fight Terrence.
Yeah, right. I've been saying Here, even when everybody was on,
They might just meet at 154. I think that's what I was saying before. I feel like they're going to meet at 154 at some point.
I don't think so. Here,
Yeah, I don't think so either. If I did.
Here, it's undisputed here at 147, right? If they're not going to fight,
But what would be crazy is because I agree with Tony. Like they're going to run into Fondora, and then Fondora is just fixing to clean house. And I mean, I feel like if they stay at 154, they're going to get found out too.
Yeah, there's nobody that Earl beats at the top in 154.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I give him Tim Tszyu. I think he could beat Tim Tszyu.
I don't know if he could.
Well, I don't really rate Tim Tszyu like that. So yeah.
I feel like he would beat Tim Tszyu. I feel like he would beat Tony Harrison. Just because I'm just basing it off of. No, I feel like he could beat Tony Harrison. He could definitely beat Erickson Lubin. He could definitely beat Jared Hurd. Errol Spence.
Okay, so here's what I mean. I disagree. I think Zoo would run right through him because Earl, like Devin Haney's going to learn when he moves up to 140. Earl's going to lose the size advantage that he's been so accustomed to. He's going to go from the big man, the heaviest man, to a very little man over one weight class. He's going to be teeny compared to them other guys, okay?
You think so? He has like similar dimensions to Kell Brook.
Kell Brook is small next to Tim Tszyu, next to Charlo. Like,
no, not next to Tim Tszyu, because Tim Tszyu is not that tall in comparison. I mean, like body mass wise.
What I'm talking about is look at Tim Tszyu's stature, his build. He's a big
You don't think Kell Brook is like the same stature as Tim Tszyu?
No. Kell Brook is way more lean and more muscular looking, but as far as like thickness, no. He's just he's more cut up.
Even when he fought Triple G, he looked well, like, you know, proportioned when he fought Triple G.
He did. But what I'm telling you is, to me, Tim Tszyu could fight at 168. I'm telling you, he's a one.
I'll give you that.
All of these fighters that fight when they fight, they're not natural to that weight. They drain themselves to make it. So
no, yeah, most definitely.
I'm really looking at his build, his natural shape. I believe he's a 168-pound fighter. Fondora, I mean, he's thin built, but he's got the height to go wherever the fuck he wants to go. Charlo,
I'm telling you, his ceiling is probably going to be like cruiserweight.
I don't know, man.
I just got that.
Not even cruiserweight.
I think most people probably 168 himself. I mean, but I think he can go cruiser.
F 175. F 175. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you have heavyweight, because I only say that because he has a similar build to like a Lawrence Okoli, and you know Lawrence Okoli is a cruiserweight who wants to be a heavyweight. So I'll give it to you, but you know, hey.
I'm telling you right now, Fondora is going to be the first undisputed champion in every single weight class from 154 to heavyweight.
You think he's going to be that? You're calling it now?
Nice.
You think he's going to be the next Roy Jones?
I believe the way he fights, he is a once-in-a-generational talent.
You have full faith in him.
He was at
welterweight.
He was at welterweight at some point too.
I can't wait until he meet Caleb Plant and gets knocked out. I'm kidding.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Caleb is so bad. This dude is not good.
Listen, Caleb Plant is fixing to be the undisputed 168-pound champion.
Benavidez is about to beat the leaves off of him.
What Benavidez will do? Hey, Tony's our bet still standing?
Yes.
Okay.
I shake my head, you shake your mustache.
All right, for sure. That's cool. I got you. I mean, the only reason, personally, I want Caleb to win, not because of the bet. I'm not really. It would be funny to see he ball, but yeah, but I mean, just mostly I want Caleb as a Benavidez fanboy that got on my nerves the other day, and I just kind of want him to eat crow.
I know the guy you're on about. He's on BDA. Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, he does my head.
No, that guy. Yeah.
I agree, Jaguar.
He's Benavides. Right. The
I mean,
guy knows no other
the dude is
stuff but Benavides.
like his stalker. The dude is like his stalker or something. If I didn't know any better, I mean, it's like, dude, for real.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was on one day, and you know, he's like he beat Beterbiev, he beat right. If he moved up to 175, he beat Beterbiev, he beat Bivol.
All this crazy shit he doing. It's like, I'm trying to tell him.
Right?
We try to tell the guy
Okay,
that
let's
Benavides
bring it back
hasn't
to reality.
fought shit yet.
Let's bring it to reality. Okay, Benavides is going to beat the shit out of Plant. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's already been written.
You don't know that.
Listen,
You don't know that.
Ca-
You don't know that.
Caleb is going to catch him with the uppercut, that flatline
Okay.
Darrell with.
No, you don't.
He's going to catch him with that uppercut,
don't.
and it's going to be over.
Oh, just like
Breville,
Tony.
if Breville put Benavides down heavily, Caleb is going to send him to the moon.
He's not, because I mean,
Oh,
he
just
fought
like
an old-
I mean,
he fought
Tony.
an old shot fight. Benavides is not that. He's not old and he's not shot, and he hasn't suffered knockout losses. Benavides completely different. He's going to be too big, too strong. He's going to beat the brakes off of Caleb. And the thing about it is to bring it back to reality, Benavides 9 times out of 10 will lose to Canelo, but at least we get to see Canelo actually fight the best of the division for once.
Yeah,
That's all I'm asking for. I'm just asking.
I'm actually going to say Boo Boo is the best of the division at the moment.
Oh God.
Are you trolling?
No, well, I say this: it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where Andrade goes. He's better than Canelo in any weight class. He'll beat him 900 times out of 900 times. He'll beat him.
Wait, Tony. Wait, the side Demond Nicholson in his last fight. That's the one you talk about.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
the guy who Edgar Berlanga destroyed.
Did he beat Nicholson?
He did,
Yeah,
but Edgar
but he still got
Berlanga destroyed Nicholson.
Still got dropped though.
Yeah, Edgar Berlanga.
I gotta point out the flaws, man. I gotta point out the flaws.
Okay, let me ask you this. How tall is Nicholson compared to Canelo?
You got to be 6 feet, right?
6'9", 6'10", or not 5?
Yeah, he was taller than Andrade actually.
Yeah,
exactly. Canelo is 5'7". He's not 5'8". He's like 5'7". Okay, he's got no feet. He's like he's walking in mud, iron boots and water. Like Andrade's just gonna dance around him. He's gonna beat him just like Beagle did. It's the same thing. It's no different. It's the Beagle fight all over again. Except if Andrade would have actually got the opportunity to fight him, it would have been the Andrade fight. That's all it is.
Yeah.
He cannot beat him.
The one different thing is that punch output, right? Thing did 10 rounds. By the end of round 8, he was panting. He came back strong and no, right? Let me see, right? First 4 rounds. Andrade Peterson, right? Andrade got good the first 4 rounds. 5, 6, and 7, he started panting. And 8, 9, and 10, he came back strong, right? So he was panting in 10-round fight.
But Brian, you got to take this into account. He had a super long layoff. Hold on, listen to me. Just listen. He had a super long layoff, and he was coming back from an injury.
Yeah. No, I know that. I know that. I know that. Plus, he was moving up in weight. First fight up. No, I get that. I get that. Right. My thing with Andrade is I think he's a good boxer. I think he's a waste of natural talent. I don't know if he's been ducked or not. I don't know. All I know, right, when I look back at his career, he's 34, 35 years old, whatever he is, all I know is he's never fought any of these top guys. Or even a top contender, right? I think he's fought 3 number 10 fighters in his career, and the highest was 7 when he fought Liam Williams. No, was it Liam Williams? When he fought Was it Liam Smith?
Oh no, he fought Williams.
It was Williams, right?
He also, but Liam Williams wasn't Liam Williams #1 by the WBO, so it was his mandatory.
It was mandatory, yeah.
Hold on, and he was coming off of a 7 knockout streak when he got in there with Andrade. He had knocked 7 people out in a row before he
but he
fought.
was knocked out though.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you gotta understand, it's not Andrade's fault that these other champions have ducked him.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Billy Joe, I think, twice.
Yeah, well, Billy Joe fucked here. I didn't think I thought Billy Joe would fuck up the fight with Canelo. I guess the payday was too big for him. Right? If you're depending on Billy Joe to show up at any cost for a fucking fight, like, and you have ready, right? That's on you, right? There's no way you should have, like, right? Billy Joe's a fuck up. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, because he was Billy Joe's mandatory for middleweight, and then Billy Joe decided to move up to get the vacant WBO title at super, and then that's when Andre moved up to take the. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, Billy Joe's a fuck up.
But that's the point. The point is, Andrade has tried to fight these other so-called quote-unquote elites. He tried to fight Lara. Lara didn't do it. He fought Canelo instead. He tried to fight Canelo in 2 different weight classes. Canelo could have been undisputed with him. Canelo wouldn't do it. He tried to fight Triple G. Triple G wouldn't do it. He tried to fight Charlo. Charlo wouldn't do it. So, I mean, while he's not been in there with the other elites, can you count it against them? If they won't fight, they won't fight.
His 2 best wins is.
Do you know the one constant and all that? Demetrius Andrade.
Huh?
He's the one constant and all that bullshit.
I hear you, but here's the thing.
You know, here, let's not pretend he's completely innocent in all of it as well.
But
I know people fucked him over, but I'm sure he's fucked other people over too. You know?
But hear me out real fast. There was a time when people said that Devin Haney fought nobody. He tried to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko vacated. He tried to fight Teofimo Lopez. He wouldn't fight him. Ryan Garcia wouldn't fight him. Tank Davis wouldn't fight him. There was a time when everybody said, oh, he's nothing, because these other champions wouldn't fight him. Well, Ryan's not champion, but the other guys wouldn't fight him.
Yeah.
However, now he's undisputed. Why? Because Kambosos gave him the opportunity to show if he was good or bad. That's the difference. Yeah. He was blocked. The minute he got the opportunity, he showed it. Andrade has not got that opportunity.
Yeah, but Andrade's 34 years old. Right?
I know.
Devin Haney, to his credit, right, is a young man, right? And yeah, he's might have got more opportunity than Andrade, but when he was offered the opportunity, he stepped through the front door and he said, "I'll fight." You know,
but you don't think Andrade has? You don't think Andre did that when? Because even Eddie Hearn said he couldn't give him any fights. So I'm saying that's your promoter. How is he supposed to do anything if his promoter, it's literally his job to get him fights, can't get him any fights?
That's why he let him go.
I'm just saying the one constant denominator in everything that everybody's saying is Andrade. Right? I'm not saying it's all his fault, you know, but you know, I don't think he's blameless as well. I'm sure he had opportunities to fight guys. And he decided to go another way, right? It's just not all one-sided. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that to some degree because again, he actually was supposed to be the one. It was supposed to be him and Zach Parker, right? Until he pulled out because of the injury. So technically, if anything, he probably would have got his shot at Canelo if he was the WBO interim champion right now. But it didn't pan out that way.
Here's the problem with that. And I don't fault Andrade. The WBO came out and said the winner of that fight will not be able to fight Canelo for 14 months, okay? That's what they said. It would be a 14-month wait after the winner was decided. However, they go back on their word after Parker loses, and now all of a sudden they're calling out the mandatory. for John Ryder. Like, you got to understand, like, why fight Zach Parker, who proved that he sucks, he's no good, he's trash, he quit. Why fight Zach Parker when you have to wait 14 months to become a mandatory after you win, but then get John Ryder beats him and immediately gets to fight Canelo? Where did the 14 months go?
I don't know. You see, this whole fucking sport's fucked up.
Well, wasn't like John Ryder mandatory twice? Because I thought when he beat Daniel Jacobs, that was a eliminator for the WBA. So I thought that was a mandatory.
I thought that too. Yeah, I was wondering that.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah,
like double the mandatory for like 2 belts.
I forgot about that actually. I forgot he was the mandatory for the WBA. Yeah. But this whole sport's fucked up, right? They make rules as they go. If you actually read the WBC rule book, right? Basically it says at the end of every fucking sentence, what was the terminology again? At our discretion, right? That's the WBC rule book, right? At the end of every fucking rule, it's at our discretion, right? Which basically they can make up what the fuck they want to suit their own fucking narratives.
And they do it on a regular.
Yeah, it's all about the sanctioning fees. That's what they want more. The bigger the fight, the more they get better like sanctioning fees. So
Well,
each
for
belt that you
10
have, you pay a higher sanctioning fee for.
For $100 a month, you can have this WBC kiss my ass belt. Right?
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want if you guys are into esports, you know, because they have the boxing game now that's out. It's available on Steam. So, but the WBC actually has a championship for a WBC title for esports now. It's crazy.
How much are they charging the players for that?
I have no idea. I think it's I'm not sure. It's on Steam. I haven't checked.
Yeah. Right?
They always charge sanction fees, so like this obviously charge the players for that fake shit
Yeah.
in a video game.
You know 1-2 Kid, right? He came up with that joke for he pretended to be Mitchell Silon for $100 a month. You can have this WBC and then WBC whatever other belt and WBC internet belt and WBC go for the trash belt and
The list goes on and on. They have a new title created every day.
I'm looking for the game on Steam.
Yeah, it's called what is it? I think it's Undisputed now. It's not ESBC no more.
I don't see it, but it's not letting me search. Oh, here we go. It's called Undisputed.
Yeah.
All right, let's see it.
Formerly known as Esports Boxing Club.
Oh, it's not out yet. It comes out the 31st of January.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you know how much it costs? Does it say the price?
No price list.
I might get it. I might get it. 31st of January?
Yeah.
I might buy it. If it's here in Ireland, I will definitely get it. So sometimes we get games like a month after use in America. So
The question: Wilder had the chance of turning down offers in the game, or
It doesn't tell me how many players there are. In the game's early.
No, it has a massive first day roster. They have Ryan as a first day fighter actually. I think Canelo's a first day fighter. They have a massive roster, and it's only going to grow.
are you telling me Ryan's actually fighting? That's a rarity.
Yep, in a video game. Yeah, he's fighting in a video game.
Like
Ryan Garcia is about to knock Tank Davis the fuck out. He about to sleep his ass.
yeah, that's
what
yeah,
if the
right.
fight happens?
You're seeing Ryan Garcia fight though as a special event.
See, I'm kind of with you, Tony, because I kind of want, like I said, I want Tank to get humbled, and maybe him getting knocked out will make him speak better to me. So, yeah.
I just think Ryan is a really good fighter. I don't know how good he'll do at 140, but I believe he would beat the shit out of Devin Haney. I don't know why.
You have to address Ryan by his proper name, though. You know, I got
Well, I mean,
nicknames
I'm
for
glad you think so, but Ryan doesn't seem to think so. Otherwise,
yeah,
you would have fought him by
yeah,
now.
yeah. Ryan chin stuck in the air, Garcia.
Hold up. What's going on with Oscar's body? Why does my man got the Ninja Turtle shell ab now? You see that picture? Why is my man's abs looking like a Ninja Turtle shell?
I mean, maybe he got in shape. Maybe he's on the juice, and maybe they're implants. I don't know.
Maybe all
He's
three.
trying to be the Liver King now, man. I don't know what happened.
Primal. He's gone primal.
Who knows? Yeah. Maybe.
I cannot believe people thought the liver king was natural. Like, I cannot believe people actually believe that shit.
Believe what?
The liver king was natural.
Who's the Liver King?
You don't know who the liver king is?
No.
Oh man.
Oh man, yeah, that's a pop culture thing now. Yeah, it's this dude. You just search him up. He was going around the internet basically saying he ate like a carnivore diet, so he would just basically like eat steaks and stuff and just be like huge as hell. Work out, decently built dude, but his physique, he always touted being natural, but you can clearly see that he had to be on something because it's just his physique. It lends to looking, it doesn't look natural.
Yeah,
He calls himself the River King? That's what he calls himself?
Yeah, the Liver King, yeah.
Yeah, I've been called the Iron Liver, so
I'll show you what he
did. Due to the fact I can drink
Listen, anybody who has 3D delts, there's something nefarious going on in their body. Not saying it can't happen naturally, but the odds are, like, look, he has
I think I might have seen that guy. Okay. He looks familiar.
You've seen him before. He
Yeah,
has like a shock look. That look, that 3D definition. You have to. That is a clear indication of some type of abuse of something.
Yeah, that dude, he on something. He ain't drinking. He ain't eating no steaks.
Oh yeah, right. People told me I've got an iron liver, so.
That's like when they had you remember Alistair Overeem when he said he just ate horse meat to get big?
Yeah.
I'm a big guy. No,
He's top tied too.
Because I can drink like a horse. Right? Here, these guys see me drink, so they'll catch you up on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, to me, I would say that I don't know. It's hard. I've seen people with 3D delts that are natural. Like, I know.
No, that's not what I said. That's what I've said. That's typically when I say you have kind of like an after image look, when you have like a specific type of shading. That type of shading, you don't get that necessarily as much naturally, because you got to think about it. He's probably like, that's probably 10% body fat, but he's still like and he's a big dude lugging around maybe like 225 pounds, but at 10% body fat. It's like, not saying that doesn't happen, but it's very hard.
Yeah, and he's really.
That's what I'm saying. If he was maybe 15% body fat and had, like maybe not lower ab insertions, but maybe the top half, then I'll be like, okay, maybe he's more natural, but he's not.
I can't. I'm trying to it's not letting me go back in time on my cell phone on my channel.
And his muscle bellies, the muscle bellies are too round. When your muscle bellies when your abdominal muscles are too round like that, there's something nefarious going on. Because if you have a flat abdominal wall, I'm not saying everybody's abs are different, of course. You build abs differently. Everybody's abs are shaped differently. However, you don't have like that rounded effect if you're just natural. It's not that rounded.
Here, I don't know if you can play. I don't know if you can play a video on Restream. Right, but I sent you a video. Tony.
No, not on here. I cannot.
Send your video on the
I think on StreamYard you could, but yeah, not on here.
Yeah, I can't. It's gonna take me off the
Another
page.
reason to get rid of it.
Yeah. I'm going to. I promise. Oh, Jaguar pause. I see you right there. I see. Oh, my thing's about to die. Hold on. I gotta plug this in. I got 10% battery, and I still got a little bit more to do for my workout. So we still gonna ride this. I was trying to find like a. I hear you. What is this? I don't know. It's doing something stupid. I was trying to find like a really. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like before I had got all my injuries, I was very 3D looking, but I've never done anything. And I've seen other people. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's hard.
But
like,
you ever notice like, okay, I'll put it to you this way. So you have 3D delts, but there's a certain way that your traps pop that is not necessarily like the most like normal looking. It's like a specific sort of pop up in your trapezius muscles that like makes the 3D delt effect look more enhanced than actually supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm talking about? Kind of like a superhero. Call it like a superhero effect. There's like a space between your delts and your trapezius muscles.
Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to find like where I'm leaner in old ass videos. Just give me a second. I don't know. It's just so hard to tell. Like,
again, genetics, you know, some people have better genetics than others. So, you know, some people, again, you know, can look a certain way, and then someone would accuse them of being on steroids, you know, even when they're not. Happens a lot.
I was trying to really find something, but on my cell phone, I can't really search. Unfortunately, what is Brian showing?
Right. Here.
Hold on. Let me make you big.
That's what she said.
Pause.
Right. What time is this down here? Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Oh shit! You gonna chug the whole thing?
That's whiskey.
I can't do that.
Shoot the boot. Shoot the boot.
That's whiskey.
Das Boot.
Man, we got to stay away from you from Oktoberfest.
That's that iron liver you were talking about.
I've actually quit drinking. So.
Okay. Congrats, my brother. Are you doing what is it called? Sober January.
This is all I can.
Yeah, but I'm off it now for good. So.
Yeah, but see, his is a lot more like you have good insertions, right? But I'm talking about my man had his insertions are like completely different than what yours are. And then at the same time, he has like pectoral veins going into his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another telltale. Whenever people have veins the size of fingers.
It's like, bro, your veins are like, you know, where those are supposed to be neck veins, they're starting in your chest, going into your shoulder.
Yeah. You know. But no, I'll be 40 next month. I said I was going to quit drinking before I'm 40, so yeah. I started in January, but you know, that's me stop drinking now.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah. So
Salute. Yes, sir.
Just be careful, Brian. Be real careful and be aware of your body. Like drinking is bad for you, but if you've been doing it for years and years, it can also be bad for you to go completely cold turkey right out the blue. So
yeah.
You may.
Well, I do a thing every year, right, where I stop drinking for a month, right?
Okay.
You know, usually right before Christmas, right? So at some point in November, I just stopped drinking.
Tony, Flexing your pecs.
On Christmas Day, I get pissed drunk and
Huh? What'd you say?
It looked like you were flexing your pecs a little bit.
Hell no. I'm too. After doing 345, 275, well, 345 on the flat, 275 on the incline, 225 on the decline, which is real light.
How much can you? How much can you deadlift?
Deadlifts? I don't know. I haven't been doing deadlifts in a very long time. I mean, in my strongest, it was, I want to say 665. But I mean, I know I can at least do 405 right now, at least, because I've done that like a couple of months ago. Maybe like a month and a half, 2 months ago, I did 405 for one. But it's not something I've been doing often.
yeah.
So that's all I know. 405, where I could go above or below, I don't know because I haven't been practicing. Squat is going to be my weakest. Like, I think right now I'm only squatting like 235, which is significantly less than everything. But my left hamstring, I tore it, and my left Achilles tendon, I tore it. So I get a lot of residual pain that shoots through. So, like, for instance, if I'm doing drawing a blank. Fuck, I'm exhausted. A fucking leg press machine. I could go 1,000+ pounds on that, no problem. But the angle of the actual squat, it really hits me in that muscle belly to where it reattached.
You don't do weighted lunges at all?
No, I have. Like, I'm very protective over my leg.
Do you wrap your legs like when you do the leg press at all? Like wrap your knee?
No, I've never done belts. I've never done wraps. Never done any of that.
Yeah. When I was young, I used to do weights, younger. Then I hurt my back in a car accident. It's like, every time I do weights now, my back just kills me. I'm talking about for days after, so I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's another thing too. Like, as I'm getting older, I'm no longer in my 20s, unfortunately. I get a little worried too. Like, I push my body so hard. Like, even now, like, even though 345 is not a lot in the grand scheme, I push myself to my limits every time I work out. And I don't have the stuff that other YouTubers have. I don't take steroids. I don't have the sense of being recovery. So I don't know. I know I need to be careful because it's the long-term damage that I could be doing to my body. But I miss being strong. So it is what it is.
I get that. I used to be strong as a bull. Now I'm a...
Well, Mark's real strong, isn't he? Doesn't
Mark's very strong.
But at the same time, a good remedy. I don't know if I think I was talking to you about it. Cold showers, man. Cold showers, they help.
See, I need to do that. I normally take really high.
I'm telling you, get a cold shower. It doesn't have to be like super duper ice cold, but it could be a little lukewarm. But make it a little colder. It'll make a world of difference in terms of recovery.
So do it after the workout?
Yes.
Yeah.
How quickly would you suggest after?
Probably about an hour.
Like if you want to like hydrate or like rehydrate or what have you after you're done post workout, so you could eat a post workout meal, you could do whatever. And then like I personally I would say post that, maybe like 30 minutes, get in that cold shower, sitting there for a while or standing there for a minute, not a minute, but standing there for a good time, and like basically a regular shower. And just be under it for a little while, and you can change it off. You could go back to being warm and go back to cold, and then your body's going to get used to the cold, and then it'll be like nothing.
All right, I'll try that. I'll start that tonight. When I shower, it's going to be hot probably to the normal person, but I'm going to do it colder for me, and then start the cycle and get it colder and colder.
Just take it down from there. Like, I'm a little crazy like that. I don't know if you know this guy. It's like think he's Scandinavian. No, he's Dutch actually. His name is Wim Hof. They call him the Iceman. You
Yeah,
know,
I've heard of that.
yeah. Look at some of his stuff. I mean, this at a low level is what kind of he does. Like, is what he's doing at a very low level.
Right.
Because this man's is like in an iceberg taking a freaking shower, man.
I've seen people take their deep freezers and fill it up with water and sit in them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like footballers, soccer players take ice baths.
Yeah. You know what
To
I really
recover.
want? I really wish I had a sauna. Like, that would be amazing. If I owned a sauna, oh my goodness.
They have those. They have those, like the portable ones. Like, you know how they have the it's like a legit, like it looks like you're in a freaking bubble. Like you're in a big bubble and you're just getting warm inside of it.
How much are they?
I don't know. It looks expensive though.
Well,
It
there
looks
it
kind of
is.
crazy. It looks really expensive. I'm not gonna lie. Even like the hyperbaric chambers. You know, the hyperbaric chambers, you could buy those too.
Yeah,
What up?
You buy anything if you have the money. Just can you afford it?
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's all like those things are like $1,000+. Like thousands of plus dollars, probably maybe like $3,000+.
Well, they even have the late things that Theragun makes.
Yeah, those are really awesome. Those are good actually. Those are really good.
Yeah.
But that shit's like $1,200.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a pretty penny.
Yeah, for me, what I'm planning on doing is I want to finish my garage gym before I start like moving to like recovery stuff. Because I would like to have it where I never have to work out at a public gym and I can do everything in the house. That's ideally what I want.
I don't go to public.
Yeah,
gyms. It's too much chicanery in there.
If I win the lotto, right?
Wait, what was that? Who'd you say? It's too much what?
If I win the lotto, I'll buy you
It's just
one
too
of
much
them
chicanery.
saunas. How's that?
If you win the lot of what?
I'll buy you one of them. I'll buy you one of them sauna things. Saunas. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'll take it.
Only if I win the
Listen
lotto.
I'll get the ice bath, but I'm just gonna give you a garbage can and put some ice in it.
No.
Look, I'm not greedy. Like, I don't give a fuck if like Brian won the lotto and gave me the cheapest sauna that they make. Like, I would be so happy just with that because it's more than what I have.
Yeah, I'll buy you a decent one. I won't be, the highest price one, but I'll buy you something that, is comfortable for you.
I was just saying in general, I'm not a greedy person. Like, I actually appreciate
same here, man.
So it wouldn't matter if it was the most expensive or the cheapest one. I would look at it the same way because that's something nobody would have to do for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you.
What'd you say, AJ? What would you say about the gyms?
Not much chicanery and just nonsense going on in there. So,
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I didn't know. I never used Restream. I don't know if I was backstage or on stage, So, all right.
I get that. When I've been on Restream like 3 times. So, in my life. So.
Yeah, I ran out of time on StreamYard. Next month I'm gonna buy it.
You ran out of the free time? What you mean?
Like you get 20 hours a month free in StreamYard. And then, after that you have to buy it, you see. So
it burns. Ooh.
I've already done like 7 hours, 8 hours on StreamYard this month already, so myself. The majority of that there was the Liam Smith thing fight.
Oh gosh.
For a few back. So
my chest burns.
Yeah.
I swear, the fucking high reps, low weight hurt worse than the heavyweight.
Oh yeah. That's because it's compact.
Ah, fuck.
That's it. Then you know David Goggins. That's how he lost like 100 pounds in like 2 months or something like that, or like a month, because he said he just did that all the time. He will like try to do as many reps as he could, but for 100 reps that he could use for 100 reps, and just kept doing that until he lost like 100 pounds.
Maybe I need to start doing that.
Jaguar, that's funny as shit. We're sitting in the sauna on the stream. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like they have the joint that's like a box. You sit in it, and it's like up to your neck, so your head is poking out of it while you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Let
I've
me
never
look
been in
at
this
the book.
sauna. Don't know what it's like.
Whew.
See, here we don't have any of that type of fancy technology. We just work out and recover. You know.
Hey AJ,
Yes.
I'm training for Jack Reacher season 3 to be the villain.
Oh, did you watch the Terminal List yet?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I started.
Tony,
what?
I'm telling you, by the way, Tony, Daredevil, I keep trying to tell you.
Look, I obviously I don't have a lot of spare time because like I'm working out and doing a boxing stream at the same time, which don't even go hand in hand. So like I have to like plan out my nights so I can watch these.
Wait, what are you watching?
So I watched a show called Jack Reacher.
Oh
That was
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
I was right. It was good. It was off the chain.
Yeah. You know why? Because unlike the Punisher or Daredevil, Buddy's not this short. Like he's actually a grown man.
Yo,
Tony,
how my
you see
man
the
broke
shows,
through like the
size
cuffs. They
not
made
gonna
that man
matter. I mean,
superhuman.
these are guys who know how to fight. See, the show is not going to matter the size. Trust me, it won't. The size disparity won't. It's irrelevant. Trust me. See the show.
You talking about the Terminal List or Daredevil?
I'm talking about Daredevil and Daredevil. But make sure you see
AJ,
Daredevil first.
did you like Iron Fist?
I never
My least
watched
favorite
it.
of the Marvel shows.
I think I watched like five episodes of it and I went, fuck
The
this.
second season was a lot better, though. I'll give them that. I mean, it's a shame they pulled the plug. I did enjoy the second season. It was my least favorite of all the Netflix Marvel shows.
Oh no, Daredevil's my favorite.
Daredevil's my favorite, hands down. Like here's how I'd rank them: my Daredevil number 1, Punisher number 2, Luke Cage 4, Iron Fist 5. That's how I'd rank them.
No Jessica Jones. I mean, it's still Luke Cage.
I rank that. That was number 4. That was number 4 for me.
Yeah,
yeah, they're still the same anyway, so it's the same thing pretty much.
yeah, Luke Cage. Yeah, I like Thing number 1, Luke Cage too. Right, yeah, Iron Fist is number 5. Whatever, 3 and 4.
There was also the Defenders as well. The team up show they had as well.
I didn't think the Defenders was that good.
Could have been better.
Came off like
Did you watch Titans at all?
What they had to,
No, I didn't.
I saw Titans. I'm honestly, I got a mix. It's okay. It's just average at best, in my opinion.
Here, the Iron Fist came off like a whiny bitch, and that's Defenders.
Who did?
Right, I wanted to punch him in the mouth.
Who?
Iron Fist and the Defenders.
Oh yeah, the man child. That's
That's
why I don't like. That's why I don't like that character that much. He's a man child. That's pretty much what he is.
I like the show. I like the premise of the show. I didn't like him.
I didn't like his character. Yeah, I hated his character.
You know, so I didn't like the way he played it or how he played it or So yeah, I didn't like him at all. I thought he was the wrong character for it.
But Tony, just promise me one thing. All right. Watch the first 2 episodes. Just watch the first 2, and then decide then. But trust me, you'll be hooked after that because I was.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta watch the Terminal List first, and then I'll look at Daredevil. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
You do the Terminal List first, then move to Daredevil.
Daredevil's good.
But on a side note, like the new show that just came out is very good. The Last of Us, very good. Very
I
You
haven't seen that
see,
yet.
it's a hit or miss for me because like I didn't play the video game, but like I watched like the video game, like the movie for the video game, and like I want them to do it right. I really want them to do it right, but I did hear good things about Last of Us. But it's like it reminds me of Walking Dead again, like because we had that whole period of time where it was just zombie everything. So it's like I hope it doesn't like do that again. Like we get zombie everything once again.
Yeah.
I never watched Walking Dead, so I've been saved from that burnout phase. So I don't have that
But
going on.
but right quick, Prodigal Brian, let me ask you the Punisher, right?
Wait, say that again. Are you asking me if I saw the Punisher?
Yeah, I'm asking both of you guys. You saw the Punisher, right? You
Oh yeah,
Brian,
yeah.
right?
No, I haven't seen the Punisher.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, Brian, let me ask you.
Don't we
Is-
want to have
isn't
the
John
Punisher now?
Bernthal is John Bernthal?
Oh,
Hello?
I missed that. Say it again.
EJ.
I'm asking Brian. Like, is like that man is the Punisher to me? Like, that's the best depiction of him I've seen.
Oh yeah. 100%, right? Like, you can tell the trauma, right? You know, you can tell he's an emotional wreck, but when it comes down to the fight, he's also a killing machine, right?
100%.
You know, like he fucking like, yeah, he was the right actor, right place, right time for the Punisher.
I mean, it's not just the fact that like he's so violent; it's just that like pain and emotion. Like he's always hurting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's never happy.
Right?
He's never happy.
No, right. Every time, like the beginning of the Punisher, don't want to give it away. He meets this woman. She ends up dead. Right. Right. You know, every time it looks like he gets happy, or he gets a little bit, it's taken away from him.
Exactly.
And
He can never like settle down.
I'll have to check it out. You would also like Jack Ryan, Tony, as well. In terms of like that Tom Clancy, Amazon shows, you probably like that as well.
Jack Ryan's class.
Yeah, but Prodigal, here's the hang up, and this is what AJ's trying to get me over. I can't get into people doing unbelievable things. In other words, if it's a little scrawny man, I cannot believe him taking on 5.
Hold up. So you're telling me like all those Bruce Lee movies you've seen with Bruce Lee kicking everybody's ass, that wasn't doing it for you as well?
Look, man, everybody knows my sentiment on Bruce Lee. The dude was a great.
All right. Steven Seagal never losing a fight in any of his movies. Steven Seagal never losing a fight in any of his movies.
Believable. You kill it for me. I kill it for you.
But Tony, hold on, wait, Tony. I get your sentiment. Hold on.
I'm talking about even fat Steven Seagal not losing a fight in his movies.
But are we talking about the same Steven Seagal who met Bruce Lee when he was like 5 or 6 years old, and Bruce Lee was dead 2 years before he was born?
Yeah,
that's the same Steven Seagal we're talking about.
Look,
yes.
I just want to say this. I have seen the movies with fat Steven Seagal, and when he hits people, they go flying through the air, through walls, through bales of hay. Like he's
Tony, that's not a joke. He literally punched some guy through a wall in a movie. Like that's what he. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me, bro.
Look, Steven Seagal taught Anderson Silva how to kick. What are we talking about right now?
All right, but Tony, let me tell you one. Tony, let me tell you one thing. Tony, let me add something. Your assertion of like how the Punisher, they're the small guys, but like do I explain why the characters are so violent, and how they know how to fight? Because I was thinking the same thing when I first started Daredevil. Because the dude's pretty much like a blind ninja, more or less. But then, like as the show goes on, you learn who taught him how to fight and how to control his bit. The same thing with the Punisher in a sense.
There's only one little man. And it was because the movie's not realistic. He had superpowers. There's only there's got to be a reason why you can do what you do for me, right? It can't just be some female who's 110 pounds beating dudes. Now she's got like some fucking super soldier serum in the storyline, or she's like Wonder Woman or some shit. Okay, now I can believe it. But if it's just some normal female knocking people out, I can't believe it. It's some 150.
Daredevil.
I can't believe it. Hold on. So like that's my issue. Like I cannot believe it. I can't. I can't.
Your Daredevil had chemicals, that made him blind, and it sort of heightened his senses and all that there, right? And
so in effect, he could pretty much see far better than the normal person actually can,
right.
despite the fact that
he can sense things better, right? He can sense movement around him and all that bullshit. Also, he was trained by another blind, right, who taught him how to heighten those senses and make them work for him.
And that's like pretty much. But I'm telling you, check it out. You'll see.
I've told you this before. I've told you this before, AJ. To me, the first Punisher, that movie, that's the best dude. That's by far the best dude.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like that first Punisher movie.
Fellas, y'all gotta watch the show. I'm telling you, he blows him out of the water. I'm telling you, Brian knows. Brian will agree with me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, when you go to Daredevil season 2, right?
That's when he first shows up.
You see him for the first time. You realize, right, that this guy's the real deal.
This dude is nothing to fuck with, bro.
See that thing in prison,
and like what they did,
where he destroyed, right? Like he is a killer. This guy is
This dude is a straight killer machine. It's pretty much the cops and pretty much everybody thinks that he's like a one man, like an army killing everything. And then they realize, he's like shooting up hospitals, killing criminals, doing all this crazy shit. Like for the most of the first episode that he appears in.
How do you feel about Falcon then, Tony?
About who?
Falcon. Well, he's Captain America now.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Yo, I feel like this. He ruined my fucking show, Altered Carbon. That's what I feel about him. He ruined my fucking show.
I've never seen that show.
Yeah, he actually did. He really did, though. That's not a lie. That's true. He did kind of ruin Altered Carbon. But you know why he ruined Altered Carbon? Because he was in Black Mirror in the Street Fighter episode that just ruined everything. That's why. You know exactly that episode I'm talking about.
But did y'all see? Y'all saw the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
No, I never watched it.
Y'all the show.
I went to the cinema to see that. Me and my brother. So yeah, I haven't seen it since, but yeah, I've seen it.
You saw the show in the theaters?
The show. No, I thought you were on about the Winter Soldier, the movie. No. America.
No. Just I'm talking about the web series on Disney Plus. That one.
Yeah. No, I've seen that too. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
I thought you were on about the movie. Okay.
Hey guys, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm about to go eat some dinner. Brian, are you planning on doing a live?
No, I said I'm going to go to bed.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's 3:38 a.m. here.
But all right then. Like always, I appreciate y'all jumping on. I gotta eat some food. I gotta take a shower so I can go to bed and go to work in the morning. But it was fun. And I promise, come February, AJ, I'll have StreamYard.
I'm gonna keep bothering you, bro.
Hey, goodness. Yeah, I was hoping you get it for the. Are you gonna do a same thing for the Baturbia Yard fight?
Yes, I am.
All right, awesome.
You covered it. You going live? You covered it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a live blow commentary.
Yeah, I'm going to go live too. That was my plan anyway. So for the Baturbia Yard.
All right, then, gents. Y'all take it easy.
Not that I'm competing with you. That's what I was going to do.
All right, brother. Same to you. All right, fellas. See ya. Okay. To the next one.
Have a good one, guys.
To the playback, everybody else that typed to me, to everybody that hopped on the panel, to everybody who got kicked off the panel because Restream is trash.
How do I get out? How do I get out of here? Oh, leave, right. My
No,
bad.
you don't. You stuck here forever, Brian.
Okay. I'm stuck. Right. Have a good one.
I'll help you out. I'll help you out, Brian. This should get you off. All right. Anyways, yeah, that's another one. Putting it in the bank, in the bag. It's done. It's a wrap. Y'all have a good night. I'm about to go eat some food. And that's it. Good night, everybody.